All right. Good morning and welcome to another session with Coach Ray. Uh, and another excuse me. Let me take a little drink of water here. All right. Welcome to another pre-market session with Coach Ray. My name is Coach Ray, and let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and start off with the risk disclosure. Okay. All right, just a reminder that the content that's being published and distributed by the market trader and its affiliates is to be treated as general information only. None of the information provided by the company or contained herein is intended as investment advice and offered to buy, sell, recommend, endorse, sponsor any security, company, or fund. Use of this information is at your own risk. And the company, its partners, representatives, agents, employees, contractors assume no responsibility or liability for any use or misuse of such information. Future trading does contain a fair amount of risk, is not for every investor. An investor could potentially lose all or more of their investment capital. Only risk capital money that can be lost without jeopardizing one's financial security or lifestyle should be used for trading, and only those individuals with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Again, nothing contained herein is a solicitation to offer to buy, sell futures, options, or forex, and past performance is not indicative of future results here. Okay. All right. So now that we've gotten the risk disclosure out of the way, we'll take a peek at the news here and see what the news has in store for us today. Take a look at that. Okay, so we have Fed member Barkin speaking. We have U.S. home sales coming in at 10 a.m. We have EIA crude oil inventories coming in at 10:30 a.m. We have Fed member Bostic speaking. We have 7-year note yields being reported at 1 p.m. Daily occurrence here. We have additional executive orders being signed here at 3 p.m. And then we have, which shouldn't affect us during the session, but we have NVIDIA quarter Q4 earnings reporting after the market today. All right. So now that we have a understanding of the news that's ahead of us, let's go ahead and start to take a look at the markets here. Okay. So we're going to bring up our charts. Okay. Good morning, Marcelo. All right. So we're going to go ahead and open up the platform. Okay. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the gold market. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the daily chart. We're going to remove some of our levels here on this chart, or indicators, I should say. Okay. We're going to turn off everything but initial balance. Okay. And supply and demand here. Okay. All right. So as you can see, market has been on a steady, bull run. Okay. However, I would say probably at the start of say mid-February, right? We are starting to be a little bit in range. Okay. The daily is still bullish, but we have over the last couple of weeks, we've been in a little bit of a range. Okay. So, and nothing's really changed here, right? We have not made any new highs. We've not made any new lows in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 trading days. Okay. So market is ranging. Yes, Marcelo, we are ranging a little bit. So let's take a look at the 4-hour chart, and we're going to go ahead and temporarily turn this off for a second here. You can see the 4-hour chart is also giving us the same kind of view, right? We made some highs here at 2971, 72 range and 2900, right? So we have kind of a 70 point range in the gold market with that we've been in over the last um, 10 days. Okay. Moving on to the 30-minute chart. Okay. 30-minute chart price is below, okay, below VWAP. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and add my anchor VWAP for the start of London. Okay. It's going to be around here. Okay. So start of London. So we see that price is below our daily VWAP and our anchor VWAP. Okay. We're going to go ahead and open up. We're going to go ahead and open up our, let's see here, what Tuesday. Okay. Tuesday session here. So we're going to go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile here and get a sense for where a price is in relation to value here. Okay. So as Marcelo has highlighted, we are inside range. Okay, inside range, indicating that we have some sort of balanced, kind of view or of trading, right? So the only thing that I would say that maybe favors maybe the bears a little bit is the fact that we are below, right? We are below our daily VWAP and our anchor VWAP. Okay, but we are inside value from yesterday. So really kind of neutral, right? It's really not giving us a direction. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and open up initial balance here. Okay. So we need some more information basically. We're going to change this not to be Tokyo. We're going to move this to initial balance to the New York session. Okay. We're going to go ahead and do that. So there's our initial balance range that's still very much developing. Okay. So let's see. We're going to go ahead and add our ADR and ASR. So ADR, ASR, we're very much in the middle. So we're not in any sort of extremes of ranges here. Okay. Really the only the only reference level that is near, okay, is value area high. Okay. And we've come into value area high, came up to value, top end of value here, and kind of have kind of faded from there. Okay, but we still are inside this is swing here. So uh, really not an area that I like to execute trades here. So I'm going to be patient. Okay, I'm going to wait for price to make its move. I'm going to wait for market participants to pick a direction. I'm going to wait for this initial balance range to establish and then see what the market has to offer. Right now, I don't know. It seems like maybe the market is waiting on some sort of news event to take place here. Okay, we have a very I would say narrow range in gold. Okay, okay. So really nothing to speak of as far as direction. Okay. Like I said, the fact that we are below the VWAPs indicates to me that maybe we might have maybe another leg lower. Okay. Okay. That's certainly a possibility. Okay. Otherwise, what I'd like to see if I'm going to turn bullish on this market, I'd like to see some sort of break. I'd like to see price get above VWAP, okay, and break some structure here to the left, ultimately above value area high for me to support maybe a bullish trade in this market. Okay, this here does seem a bit corrective after this run up that we had in the beginning of Tuesday. Tuesday was a run up. We've kind of had a little bit of a corrective kind of wave now. So if price manages to get above value area high, and maybe it breaks some price structure in the process, maybe it starts to open up the highs of Tuesday. Okay, We are getting a little bit of buying. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open up my volume delta here and see where that leaves us here on the bottom, and just kind of monitor. Really really nothing too significant on the volume delta side. Okay, they seem to be very much content with where price is at the moment. So nothing to really read off of that at the moment. Okay, so we'll have to wait for the the market to open and see what direction market participants take initial balance. Do they take it to the upside, which I do see a little bit of buying, maybe a little bit of a demand that's developing here. Okay, right around point of control. Okay, I do see that. So if we do manage to hold here and get above, let's say, 29.34, okay, value area high, then maybe there's a possibility that we explore higher. Okay. The case for the Bears, well, we need to see a new low. We need to get below 29.20. If we get below 29.20, I would say that we have a chance to revisit 2900. So again, we're waiting for price to indicate which direction that they would like to take to market. Okay. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and add our levels, our price levels, to this chart. Okay. And we'll go from there. Okay. Here are our price levels that we'll be monitoring throughout the day, throughout the session. All right, we're going to go spot check some of these numbers. We have 29.44. Okay, 29.44 here on the average session range high. So we'll go ahead and modify that. And then we have on the low end, we have 29.10. Okay, this is the average session range low, 29.10. Okay, 50. All right. And then we have our average session daily range low. It came in at 29.05. So let's see, average daily range low. That's within tolerances. Okay, came in a little bit lower. Okay, 29.05.40. Let's go ahead and modify that. Okay, that's our average daily range low. Okay, and then average daily range high we have above here is coming in at 29.52.50. Okay, that's within tolerances. Okay, so any case, here are the levels that we're tracking, and if we are in range, we need to wait for price to get into some sort of extremes in range, right? We don't necessarily want to participate in the middle of ranges, okay, when we're looking for trades. Yeah, it's quite possibly, Marcelo. This might be a day, especially in this instrument, that where we might be better served than sitting on the sidelines and waiting for price to kind of help get to a location where we might be able to, participate, right? No doubt. Okay. All right. So that's kind of what I see again right now. Really not liking a whole lot of where the location of the price is with gold. Okay, at the moment. Like I said, I'm going to wait for some more information. We'll wait to see if what direction does the initial balance. Okay, price. Where do participants take price through initial balance? Okay, so that's what I'm going to be waiting on in the gold here. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the crude oil market. All right, Frizu, good morning. Okay, we're going to take a look at the crude oil market. It looks like it has kind of the same shape. Now, one thing that we have going on today in the crude oil market that could shake up the markets and might be something that we could benefit from, and that is inventories. Okay, so we have inventories, excuse me, coming in here at 10:30 Eastern time. Okay, so that could very well, kind of shake up this market because we've been again since the beginning of Tuesday in this kind of range mode, much like gold. Okay, so I'm just going to take a quick peek at the daily chart. I think I know the answer to this question, but we've been in a little bit of a downward move in the crude oil. Okay, so I'll manage to do that, but let's go ahead and remove our ADR and our ASR here for a moment. Okay, you can see that if we're just looking at this chart right here, right, just looking at just this last portion here, you can see that we made higher highs, lower lows, and lower highs. Okay, and now as I get additional context, you can see maybe the semblance of some sort of I don't know, head and shoulder pattern. I'm not sure. Okay, this being the head, this being the shoulder, left shoulder, right shoulder. So we could be hanging out in this range between 72 and 69 for some time here. Okay. Nonetheless, we are in a little bit of a bearish structure. Okay, to the downside. Okay. Moving down to the 4-hour chart. Okay, for our chart, I'm going to go ahead and remove my initial balance for now. Okay, we're still 8 minutes away from the initial balance range establishing, so nothing, not in the picture at the moment. Okay, so the 4-hour chart. Okay, we've broken some structure here to the left, right, below 70. We got below 70, rallied up to a bit, retraced a bit, and continued our trek to the downside. Okay, so where could this market reach? Well, I think certainly 68.51 or 68.50. We're right on top of that. Okay, and we can get as low as 68 and maybe 67. Okay, so I do see some obvious areas where price can continue. Okay, to the downside. All right. Moving on to the 30-minute chart. Okay, 30-minute chart. I'm gonna go ahead and expand this here a little bit. Okay, open this up. We've been again similar to the gold market. We've been in some sort of range of late. Okay, over the last I guess most of Tuesday here. Really not providing all that much in the way of opportunity outside of the start of the session, which where we received a very directional move to the downside, and we've been kind of in this kind of, I would say, digestion mode ever since, right? So let's go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile for the start of Tuesday. Okay, and that's 9 a.m. Okay, drag that across to the close here of the session yesterday, and you can see here, much like the gold market, we are in this kind of value area. Okay, so there is some sort of agreement on what the price should be, and nobody seems really intent on moving it in any one direction at the moment. Okay, now we do have EIA today. All right, which could shake up the markets further. Right, it could provide us maybe the stimulus for additional move to the downside. Okay, or if we start to break some structure here above, say 69, it could offer us maybe an opportunity for repair. Right, because I'm assuming that we got a lot of single prints here. Okay, when we had this move down below. Okay, so we could, if we manage to get above 69, we could have a little bit of a repair day and repair some of the single prints that have been printed here in this move down. Okay, so now that I have my fixed range volume profile, I'm going to go ahead and add my anchored VWAP to this chart. Okay, there's London. Okay, so again, we are below both our anchored VWAP and our daily VWAP, all giving us indications that maybe there is further downside in this market. I'm going to go ahead and open up my ADR levels. Okay, so we're kind of in the middle of the range, really not offering us anything as far as a reference level from an ADR perspective. We'll go ahead and open up ASR. We're a little bit closer to that. Okay, we got a little bit of a reversal off of ASR low from London, but honestly, we haven't really broken any structure to the upside to give me any sort of confidence that this market can go higher. Okay, we have not broken above uh, 69. Okay, now so I'm going to go ahead and mark this as an area. Okay, as an area of interest. Okay, if we do manage to get above that level, maybe that could be the how we say the price action that we need, or price event that we need to potentially come up to 69.25 and ultimately to the highs of and repair some of the single prints that we have here on the left. So that's one such scenario. Now, if we do remain, if price remains below and we manage to break value area low, okay, then we could have another leg lower here, right? We have another reference level that we can use, right? We got a little bit of a bounce off of ASR low, but nothing really sustained on the bullish side. Okay, market participants. There's not enough market participants to drive price higher. Okay, so we managed to get up to VWAP, and now we're starting to see some signs that maybe there's another leg. Okay, so I'm going to use value area low as kind of a reference level, maybe for a possibility, especially if we can get below this ASR low, that could offer us maybe a move down to 68. Okay. And we've already talked about the bullish opportunity, right? We need to see price get above 69 in order to entertain anything to the bullish side. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and add our price reference levels, excuse me, to this chart. Okay. This is our price reference levels that we'll add here. Okay. So these are the reference levels that we'll be tracking in this market. All right. I'm going to spot check some of these because I know that they were created yesterday. So 69.78 is our average session range high. We have average session range low at 68.63. Okay. 68.63 is our average session range low. And then we have average daily range highs here at 69, almost 70. Okay. 69.96. Okay. That's within tolerance. And we have 68.30 as our low end here on the average daily range side. Okay. We have value area high at 69.32. Okay. So modify that here. 69.32. Okay. And value area low coming in at what's that? 68.69. Value area low 68.69. So that's pretty much on target here. We just modify that. Okay. So we have a couple of scenarios here that we can track on the market. We're about to get the open of this market here. So I'm going to go ahead and open up initial balance. Okay. We're going to take a look here and see. Yes, I would agree. I think the EIA could potentially move crude oil today. So we had to maybe basically remain patient and wait for that EIA report to take place. Okay. So right now, the market has just opened. Nothing to do at this moment other than to wait for that to take place. Good morning, David. All right. So now that I've gotten through the commodities, let's go ahead and take a look at the NASDAQ and see what the NASDAQ has to offer here. Okay. So we'll start off with the daily chart. Okay. Daily chart here. All right. And take a look and see what the market has been able to provide here. Okay. So we've been on this, I would say, a very nasty kind of range. Okay, I say nasty because it's not, again, me as a trend trader, very difficult to trade these kind of markets here. Okay, a lot of focus has to be made on the edges of value here. Okay, we've been in this range between let's say 22,400 22,400 and let's say 21,000. Okay, so we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 straight days of down. Okay, now we are coming into an area, okay, that I do suspect to show some signs of support, and we are seeing some indications that we got an inside day here, right inside this candle. So it's showing a little bit of support of this area here. Okay, right around 21,000. Okay, now the question is this area going to offer us, just like it's offered in the past, an area where price could potentially bounce? Okay, our volume delta is showing that the volume is certainly becoming less and less on the bearish side. Okay, moving on to the 4-hour chart. Okay, 4-hour chart. We're starting to see that maybe, again, we're getting a little bit of reaction here. Okay, off of this area, 21,000. Okay, that's, again, 21,000 is a psychological number, right? We got some interest on the 21,000 side. We got a little bit of buying to take place here. Really haven't breaking any sort of significant structure, I would say, to the upside. Okay, we still are very much inside bearish structure. Again, we're starting to see some indications that maybe this is maybe we are starting to see some buying, right? We're starting to get into some areas where we might see some buyers. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open up my anchored VWAP, and then followed by that, I'll open up my fixed range volume profile, and my focus is going to be around London here. Okay, so I'm going to look for London here. Let's see. Actually, I'll wait for the 30-minute chart to do that. All right, so we'll move to the 30-minute chart. We'll kind of stretch this out here a little bit. We'll reduce the volume delta window here a touch, and then basically we'll open up here. So this, we had a nice swing down. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to go ahead and open up my anchor VWAP here for London. All right, right about there. Okay, so you can see that price is below anchored VWAP, but the VWAP is a bit on the flat side. So I don't know how much I want to read into what VWAP is telling me at the moment, because we're not really in a serious. Well, we had a swing down, right? Swing down, was not able to hold. Okay, we are kind of hovering around both our anchored and daily VWAP. Okay, let's take a look and see where price is in relation to value from yesterday. Okay, we're going to go ahead and drag that across. Okay, and we are just a hair above value area high. Okay, so assuming that we can stay above, which is, I guess, something that we need to consider. Assuming that we can stay above value, the price location offers us something that we can use as a reference level for a possibility to the upside. Now, if price manages to close inside value, okay, we could get a full rotation of value, okay, all the way down to 21,092 and potentially beyond. Okay, so this area right here, this value area high, is an important level to hold if I'm bullish. Okay, I think given what we've been seeing over the last few days, bearish structure, I think we have to kind of err on the side of the bears. Okay, but we can't just enter at any location. We need to have some sort of reference level where we can manage our risk. And I would say this value area high is probably something that we can kind of lean on a little bit. Okay. All right. So we have our average daily range there. We have our average session range posted here now. Okay. We're going to go ahead and add our price reference levels to this chart. Okay, these are price reference levels to this for this market. We're going to double check, especially average session range, because I did these numbers here last night. So we have 21,421. Okay, is our average session range high. So I'm going to go ahead and modify that 421. Okay, and then we have on the downside we have 21,160. Okay, that is our average session range low. Okay, 160 is our average session range low. Okay, and then value area high is coming in at 21,246. So we'll modify that. Okay, and then our average session range low here is 21,082. All right, we'll modify that as well. All right. Okay, so we're at an interesting level, I would say, in this market. Value area high. Do we accept value lower, or do we hold above value? Okay, and provide maybe an area where we could potentially look higher. Okay. So we've been kind of grinding, I would say grinding higher, right? All the significant moves that we've had have really been outside of this candle right here, have been to the downside, right? So we might be better served, okay, if we do get a rally, right, say 21,450, or this right where right where I have my candle. This would be kind of a reasonable area where we might see maybe a little bit of a turn, okay. Right now, I don't think there's really much of anything to do. I don't think anything is really giving us any indication that where they want to take the market. We're hovering right above value. We'll have to wait for this initial balance range to establish, and then from there decide on what direction that we want to take the market. If I had to choose a direction right now, I would say that as long as we can stay above value, then we have an outside chance of moving higher here. But I think the level that I need to see broken here, okay, is I need to see price get above this area right here, 21,330, let's say, okay. I need to see price get above 21,330 with volume in order to participate and maybe have a little bit more confidence in this move right now. The fact that we're down in these demand zones, okay, these areas around value area high is giving me some hope. And maybe if it does hold, maybe a possible reversal. Otherwise, if we do get back inside value, then I expect that maybe we might see maybe a rotation of value here. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm seeing in the NASDAQ market. We're going to go ahead and I'm just going to say maybe a kind of a spot check of the questions. We're going to go ahead and move into the ES here, okay, and take a look at what the ES has to offer. So ES has managed to get a lot further along on the sort of the single prints that were formed here, okay. So now let's take a look at the daily and see what the daily has to say, and before we kind of review the lower time frames. All right. So again, similar to the ES, we have had a series of bearish candles here. Now we have an inside candle, very much similar to what we were seeing in the NASDAQ. Okay. So in range, okay, possibly in an area of demand. Okay. Moving on to the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, we did get a little bit of a reaction here around 5,900, 5,920. Okay. And since then, we've had our series of candles to the upside, but not with an overwhelming amount of volume. Okay. So again, I think the jury is still out, I would say, on the bulls. Okay. We are making a series of lower lows and lower highs, and we're at the moment developing a little bit of a bearish engulfing candle, right? Close, if not at ADR high. All right. Moving on to the 30-minute chart. Okay, 30-minute chart. Here we are. I'm going to stretch this out here a little bit. Okay, you can see that we are below. Okay, we are below our VWAP. I'm going to go ahead and do our fixed range volume profile for Tuesday session here. Okay, and drag that across here. You're welcome, Frizu. All right. So we see that price is indeed above. Okay, above value area high. Okay. So again, similar to what we were saying before, if price manages to stay above, okay, then maybe we have a reasonable chance for price to continue higher. The fact that we have a bearish engulfing candle on the 30-minute chart does not bode a lot of confidence at the moment for a bullish trade. Okay. I'd like to see again price break some structure, basically get above 6,000. All right, in order for me to maybe start to reevaluate that. Otherwise, given this bearish candle, really the only thing that's kind of maybe keeping me from a short trade is the fact of the proximity that I am in to value area high. Okay, the fact that we're so close to value area high, I have to respect the fact that this area could serve as an area of support. Okay, so I would need to see price manage get inside value, and then maybe we have a chance that price rotates through value. Okay, at least down to 59.72. Okay, so let's go ahead and add our price levels to this chart. Okay, so these are our price levels that we'll add to this chart here. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and spot check some of the average session ranges because those often adjust here between each session. So we're going to modify that. Okay, so there's 69, 60, 20 average session range high, 25 on the high side. And then we have average session range low here at looks like 59, 59.72. Okay, so we'll go ahead and modify that. Okay, 59.72. Even. Okay, and then we have value area high at 59.86. We're not going to modify that. And then value area low, it appears is around 59.48, 59.50. Okay, value area, yeah, 59.48 seems to be logical here. Okay, so right now, like I said, given what I'm seeing, given the fact that we have not been able to make a new high, and we are below VWAP, I'm going to go ahead and add my anchor VWAP to this market. There's the London. We are below that as well. This bearish engulfing candle is giving me some confidence to the downside. Again, only thing that's kind of probably holding me back here a little bit is the fact that this is pre-market still and the proximity of value area high. But I would say I would expect with the open that we are going to challenge value area high, and that could offer us maybe a potential nice opportunity down to ASR low. Okay, this market seems a bit more clear to me than the S seems to be a bit more clearer to me than say the Nasdaq. Okay, all right. Let's see. I got my levels. I got my hypos. We're going to be watching this market as it opens and see what direction do the market participants want to take this. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and let's see. Just have one last market to take a look at here. Okay, and that is the Dow. Okay. So before we exit the building, okay, don't be shy with the likes and subscribes. Don't be shy with the comments around. So this is my back in Monday. Comments on how this is supporting you and your efforts in analyzing the markets. And so let's continue with our review of the Dow. Okay. So let's see here. Okay, we're going to kind of mark this up here. Close this as well. Okay, so daily chart again, really not giving us any signs. Let's see, we're going to go ahead and remove drawings. All right, so we had a nice break of structure here to the downside. We have a number of candles really not showing all that much in the way of strength here. So I would say that this area where we broke below, around, let's call it 44,000, okay, could be a nice area of resistance in this market. Okay, this could offer us something in the of a continuation kind of move. Okay, that's kind of what I'm seeing right now, based on the daily chart. Okay, for our chart, okay, similar kind of view. We have lower lows and lower highs in this market. This doesn't feel all that impressive for now on the bullet side. If anything, it does feel like it's maybe a little bit of a retracement for another leg lower. Okay, that's kind of what I'm seeing on the 4-hour chart. Moving on to the 30-minute chart. Okay, 30-minute chart. Can I drag this open here a little bit? Okay. All right. And we're going to go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile. We're going to start with Tuesday here. Drag that across to, all right, there we are. So of the equities, again, the Dow appears to be the weakest, right? We were kind of hovering above value area high. Well, Dow has already closed inside value. Okay. So there's a good possibility that we could see maybe a full rotation, okay, down through this area of value from yesterday. Okay. So that's a hypo that's it's I guess a little bit more obvious, I would say, than what I was seeing in either the Nasdaq and the ES. Okay, so we have price that managed to get above, but has now come back inside value. Okay, so with the market about 13 minutes away from opening here, it's created a situation where we might see maybe a little bit of a sell off here in the Dow. Okay, that's what I'm seeing with these candles here, right? The fact that we were able to get a 30-minute candle to close engulfing. We have a second candle here that's also bearish with maybe some wicks here on either end. I'm going to go ahead and mark an area here that I'd like to see price get below. Okay, here. All right. This is going to be an area I'm going to mark in as kind of a supportive area. Okay. But so this area is an area that I'd like to see price get below, and then that could be the trigger that could trigger price to traverse maybe through this entire range of value. Okay, we are back inside value. I'm going to go ahead and open up my ADR and ASR here. Okay, so we're still kind of in the middle of the ranges, maybe in the lower third, okay, of those ranges. Okay, so we have a logical level here, ASR low here at 43,616. Okay, that could offer us maybe a target for this current price movement. And then on the upside, we have 43,993. Okay, so again, another area that could offer us maybe a target should we break above, say, 43,815. Okay, then that could maybe offer us a target for price. Okay. Let's see. Last thing I'm going to draw here is my anchored VWAP to the start of London here. And we're going to do it right about there. Okay. So you can see price is below our anchor VWAP and our daily VWAP. I would say for sure that that this market looks even more bearish than either the Nasdaq or the Dow. Okay, the fact that we are below my daily VWAP and inside value is giving me a little bit of confidence that maybe we are going to potentially move lower. I think the important area here that I've drawn in green, this 43,708, this is going to be an important level for the bulls to hold. Otherwise, I don't see anything that stands in the way of price continuing to advertise lower. Okay. Let's see. I think that's pretty much what I have for these markets. So we're about 10 minutes away from the market opening here. We'll have to wait and see what the market opens off and offers us in the way of insights as to what kind of market we'll have. Okay. We'll wait for our initial balance to establish before we decide on any sort of executions here. And so we'll just kind of quickly kind of run through the markets here and see. Okay, so it looks like we're in the midst of some sort of selling in the gold market. So let's go ahead and open that up here. Okay, so that's kind of widening out the range here. Okay, now we're coming into value area low. So gold appears to be bearish. Okay. Crude oil, okay, looks like made an attempt to go higher and that's been rejected. So that looks a little bit bearish to me. Okay, we weren't able to hold any structure here to the upside. Okay, so that's equally as bearish. And then I would say overall that the equities, okay, are not presenting anything overly bullish. Okay, we are kind of hovering around this value area high, but the Dow has already fallen inside. Nasdaq has kind of pierced inside of it, has yet to hold it inside. Okay, so that's looking a bit bearish. ES. Okay, also hovering around the value area high. And then ultimately the Dow, which we just spoke of, okay, is already inside value, showing some signs of reversing away from point of control. Okay, not an area that I tend to like in the way of trades. I'd like to focus more on the edges of the markets here. So we'll have to wait and see. Okay, if price does manage to hold this 43,700 level. Okay. So with that, guys, with that kind of summary, we'll go ahead and close off the session as we close off every session. We want to remain patient and disciplined, especially today, given the kind of the range kind of price action that we're seeing. We need to wait for extremes, not necessarily be aggressive on price locate on entering the markets. Okay, we want to enter the markets on our terms, and really the only thing that we control is price and the time in which we enter. Okay. So we need to identify some price levels that we think would be relatively good levels on either side of the market, and wait for the price events to confirm, and then we take on execution. So as we close off every session, trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, be a market trader. All right, guys, have an excellent day today. Be patient, and good things happen, or good things happen to those who wait. Okay. This is definitely a market that we don't want to be super aggressive in. We want to wait for our levels. Okay. All right, guys. That's it for me, and we'll talk soon.